We always start each new company, whether that be our own businesses that we bring in or new founders that we're working with a set of parameters. Hey friends, Andy Smith coming to you today from the Brick House, where we're helping entrepreneurs, founders, and business owners build their business up brick by brick so that they can get their business to momentum phase. So today's episode is going to be talking about new candidates inside of our launch program and where do we start. So we've got multiple companies under our platform companies at Blacksmith Ventures. But we also help other folks, other founders, other business owners, other entrepreneurs get out of the suck fest that it's like in these early stage ventures, get through inception, through startup, through launch into momentum where we are really scaling businesses. So today I want to show you the program that we use. Let me click over here and you'll see a snippet. Now, if you want a copy of this, comment in the comments below launch and I'll send you this document so you can evaluate for yourself where you are with your business. All right, so the launch program, let's dive on into this sucker. So when we talk about blacksmith for me is synonymous with the founder, the entrepreneur, the business owner, because blacksmiths are in the foundry. It's hot, it's sweaty, you're grinding every freaking day and you don't have all the answers. You're having to use your creativity, your mindset, your resourcefulness to get through hard times. That's what it's like in these businesses that we're operating. It's difficult. You don't have a playbook necessarily to do it when you're alone or when you're doing it for the first time. We created this program, and again, if you want to just comment launch below, because it's replicable by business, and it's something that you can do. No founder should suffer alone. All right, let's dive into this, baby. Now, we always start each new company, whether that be our own businesses that we bring in or new founders that we're working with a set of parameters. Here are the typical problems that we see. First, we see that lead generation is inconsistent or unpredictable. That's a very common problem throughout the Southeast founders that we work with here in the US when they are running manufacturing firms, when they're building their early stage ventures. How do we get customers? How do we get leads at scale for our business? That's a big problem because we're generating very few qualified leads. Next, no effective nurture systems. Let me talk about this for a minute when I say the word systems. In today's world, technology exists to essentially build a system around everything we're doing inside of our businesses. We can almost automate everything except for the relationship, which is a good news. The relationship is where, as founders, we want to be spending our time thinking, relationships, building our business, thinking about our business, thinking about our people. We don't want to be spending it inside the business where we can use systems and technology to do that for us. All right. So we don't have an effective nurturing system. Let's say you've attracted that client, but you want to keep them warm. How are you doing that inside your business? That's an area where prospects either buy or die. We've got to put the systems in place to keep them warm. 3, conversion is inconsistent. We're not closing to our ideal avatar, and it's a very hit or miss process. Let's talk about avatars for a second. If you're in an early stage business doing somewhere around 1 million, 2 million, maybe even $3 million in revenue, you want to focus on one very specific avatar. If you can nail that avatar and get really clear on who that is, that customer, that buyer of yours, and really fall in love with your avatar, your customer, your buyer, get to know everything about them, you can then accelerate your business through launch into momentum where you can bring on multiple avatars, but you don't have to do that early on in your business. Focus on one, really understand who they are, get to know them, and you'll see what happens. All right. Now, once you convert, that's the sale. How is your delivery? Now, this part right here, delivery, is where most founders I talk to start. They start with the product, they start with the package, they start with the solution. They don't start with their avatar. First, can you sell that solution? Whatever that is, whatever that product is. Let's say you have designed a product, right? Does the customer want that product? Does the customer need that product? That's a question you need to have with the customer first, which is, let's go back to it right here in the attraction. And then finally, we end with retention. So if you've nailed lead generation, you've got an effective nurturing system in place, your conversion is consistent, your delivery is good, and your retention is now strong, that's where you can upsell and resell. Most folks aren't there at this stage of the game. So what do we do? Let me show you right here. The solution. We evaluate with our founders, entrepreneurs, business owners, where they are in their business. Now, what I just showed you was this phase right here. This was a 1. This is where it sucks. This is where it's really hard. This is where you're struggling. This is where you need help, right? When things are at this area right here. Okay. But let's just talk about where we want to be. We want to be down here at the 4. The 4 is where our attract, nurture, convert, delivery, and upsell, resell are starting to kick into place. They're starting to get some traction, starting to get through and starting to launch, right? So let me read these to you because you may not can see it. But if you comment below launch in the comments, I will happily get this to you via email. So lead generation is consistent and predictable, and you're getting enough leads at a reasonable cost. Boom. Now you can move to the second phase, which is nurture. We stay in nurture until you have consistent nurture systems in place that are consistently converting, right? Name of the game here is we're moving from left to right as we go through here, not right to left to right. Now, we'll stay at conversion until we have consistent conversion rates and are attracting mostly our ideal avatar. Now, I talked about focusing on the one avatar. You will likely attract folks and customers and personas that are not your ideal avatar. That's okay. You can learn from them. That's perfectly fine. That's what we want. You want to shoot the laser beam at your ideal avatar, knowing you will attract potentially other avatars. Then we will move on to delivery. Now, imagine a system where you've got leads coming in that are consistent and predictable, and you're getting enough leads at a reasonable cost. All right, boom, you're starting to take off in your business, and you can navigate through this system to get, let's go ahead and delete this so it's a little more clear. Let's get rid of all that. You can now focus on delivery, which is mostly where most founders want to focus anyway, because that's their superpower. That's their jam. Their jam is not necessarily this attraction phase, not necessarily building in nurturing systems. Maybe closing the deal is because they're a compassionate founder, but usually this delivery phase is what they love. Once you nail the delivery phase, now we have an opportunity to maintain, upsell, resell, continue to love on that customer. We don't have to go through all of these other steps that we've already done in this place. We can keep our customer happy here. All right. So let me just read to you what Euphoria Land looks like as an attraction level 5 player. Lead generation is consistent. I'm reading off my iPad here. Consistent and predictable. And you're getting, here's the key phrase, as many qualified leads as you can. Fellow blacksmiths, entrepreneurs, founders, business owners, that's when we've arrived, when we've gotten to that phase of the arena where we can say, this is crushing it. Then we've arrived, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the roots of the problem, right? So we've identified where we are. Let's say, hopefully, we're not a 1, which is what that is. Hopefully we're somewhere around 2, 3, but it's important that you evaluate inside your business what that number is. Now, what are some things that can be causing us to have the wrong thing? Well, we could have the wrong product. We don't have the right solution for that avatar. Remember, we're focusing on the customer, figuring out what they want to do, how they want to interact, what problems can we solve? Marketing is an attraction problem. process goes on throughout all of our entire business. Leadership, staff, time management, that's on us as leaders to help. Now, here's where I think it gets really interesting. Early on in my venture, I was working with a mentor of mine, and I said to him, hey, this is really hard in this early stage business where we're feeling like we're going day to day. We're not always having the capital that we need to grow as fast as we want. We don't have enough lead generation come in to sustain our business. How long am I going to be in this suck fest in the startup phase, early stage venture puzzle piece? How do I get out of this faster? Two things. Let me go back to this nice thing here. Boom, boom, add to stream. Get rid of all of this. Here is what it boils down to. The mindset and the resourcefulness. I may have misspelled that. Of the founder, of the leadership team. The mindset and resourcefulness of the leadership team determines and is directly correlated to how fast you go from launch phase, which is what we're talking about here, to momentum phase where your business is growing and scaling. Now, I will say this about growth and launch, and we'll dive into this in a later topic. Scaling your business is when your revenue is increasing, but your overheads and your costs are not. Growing your business is when your revenue is increasing and your costs are increasing. Those are two very different things. We want to look to help scale our business versus grow our business, because growing our business means we're bringing on more overhead. All right, friends, there's a lot into this. There's more in each of these sectors. There's different ways we can continue down our playbook, but when you can have the resourcefulness and the mindset inside your business, you'll get to momentum phase. And that's where we want to be. That's where it's a lot of fun. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if it was, if it wasn't. Let me know by typing the comment launch down below if you want a copy of this playbook. Happy to give that to you. Happy to discuss this further with you. This is something that we live in every single day inside of our ventures. We currently have 3 wholly owned subsidiary ventures in our portfolio. We also work with a handful of businesses, founders, and entrepreneurs who are going through this very same dilemma and are looking to have more guidance, more mentorship, more help, typically in the attraction phase, that first step where it's how do we talk to, attain, identify, market to, and advertise to our ideal avatar. All right, friends, again, my name is Andy Smith. Fun to be around here with you in the foundry, in the blacksmith world of chiseling, changing lives, impacting, forging, molding to have a great business and a great country that we live in today. All right, friends, let me know in the comments what you think. Please subscribe if this is something you would be a part of. We're going to start doing this more. We're on all social platforms at Andy Smith Life. That's where you'll find my stuff. Got a website, andysmithlife.com. Built that myself just to sort of play around and think. So kudos there. And we have our launch program details at theblacksmith.com, theblacksmith.com, where you can learn more. If you are a founder and you want to follow us on this journey, please comment, DM me, let us know how we can help. No founder, entrepreneur, business owner, fellow blacksmith should suffer alone.
Yeah.